Hey guys, Dr. Dex here. Today I'm going to show you how to measure and cut a stair stringer. And kind of an exciting day for me today because we're using a new structural composite material for our stair stringers, which I've never used to do this specific task before. And it's made by a company called Owens Corning. You might know them from the Pink Panther insulation that you find at every home center chain across the nation. I love the color of this product, and it's gonna look really nice with our aluminum frame. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I figure out the rise and the run and the elevation. We're not gonna install the staircase today or anything like that. This is really just how to figure out how to get that first stair stringer cut. I call these jacks. I've been persecuted on the internet for calling this a stair jack versus a stair stringer. Everybody else, well, I was taught it's called a stringer. Well, so what? I could call it a foot or an inch or a mile. It doesn't matter. What it's gonna do is it's gonna get you up and down off the floor from the ground to the deck, right? So for today's video, we'll just call it a stringer. So I don't wanna be abrasive. Let me show you exactly how I'm gonna figure this out. So the first thing I gotta do is I gotta figure out the overall height of this deck. So I gotta figure out from the top of the deck and measure down and get a height, an average height. Now the concrete drains away. So I'm gonna measure to the center of where the staircase needs to fall. The width I'm building the staircase is around 4.5 feet. I haven't quite measured it, so let's measure that up too and figure that out. I already have the deck framed where the staircase needs to go, right? So we're almost 56 inches wide, which doesn't really matter about how we calculate, but I just kind of want to know I'm about 56 inches wide. Now you can see right here, here's where the old staircase landed. Now, odds are I may or may not be exactly in the same landing point that this particular staircase is, but I'm sure we'll be close. But my goal is to actually traject a little further than that so I can just cover this all up. The old staircase was also only about 48 inches wide. Oh no, it's actually a little bit wider. It was 52. You know, we're making our staircase a little wider than this one, and it had only 4 stringers in it. We're gonna have 6 in ours because we're gonna be adding PVC, and we have to bring those closer together to span for this particular product. So here's the top of the deck. For all intents and purposes, I'm assuming that this height here is about the same height as over here. So either I could take a straight line, a level line from the top of the deck over here and bring it over to here and measure down to get a height. But since I have this nice corner of the deck right here, and I have an 8-foot Stabila level just happening to be hanging out, I can bring this right like so. I'll check my level really quick to make sure we're close. We got a little bit of drainage, but it still should be close. So now I know that here's the top of my deck and here's the ground. This is my final landing spot. And I'm gonna be about in the middle of the staircase, because if I measure from here, it'll be lower, and if I measure from here, I'll be higher. So I'm gonna take an average from the center of the rise, okay? From the center of the stairs. And what I come up with is I'm really close to 77 inches, which actually is a good number because I can make a 7-inch rise. With 77 inches, I can make these 7-inch rise, and it's gonna turn out perfect. So we're gonna have to shave the stairs a little bit on this side because they're gonna be a little too high. And then we'll have to shim this side up a little bit. And the one thing I'm really stoked about this material, we can set it right on the concrete and it's never gonna rot because it's composite. It's structural composite lumber. It has a fiberglass sheath inside of it that helps keep it stiff, okay? We're still probably gonna have to put some kind of support in the middle, but again, this video is not about the installation. It's just about how to figure out the rise and the run of our staircase. So I know that my height is 77 inches, right? So at 77 inches, how many stairs do we need? Well, if you do one stair at 7 inches and you have 77, that means there's 11 rises. But we're not putting our first rise at the same height as the deck. So we have 10 steps plus the elevation of the deck will be 11. So we have 11 rises, so we're gonna make 10 stairs. So we're gonna lay out this 2x12 for 10 steps. So let me show you how we're gonna do that. So we know that our rise is 7 inches. So we're gonna take an L square. An L square made by, this one's made by a company called Squidjig right here. And they'll actually laser cut and make really cool logos. They can put your logo and stuff. So a little shout out to those guys, Squidjig, Sven, you're great. And these are called squidjigs. And a squidjig is a stair layout jig. And it does a lot more than that, but for today, we're going to use these as they were originally designed for strictly laying out stairs. If I only use this tool for just this one purpose, that would be awesome because it's all I would need. It's a great product and it works perfect because they have a longer barrel on these tools so that if you have imperfect materials, most staircase jigs only come down to about where my thumbnail is, which is not enough. So to have this extra half, 3/4 of an inch of play makes it nice so that you can do better layouts, okay? And if you notice, well, these are old school. These have my old logo on them. I don't have any more of these available, but we do have some squidjigs on our store, which is in the description below. And they have the new drdecks logo and they're really a sweet price, like 25, 30 bucks or something like that. I think we charged 50 originally. So if you want some, go get them. We have like 15 or 20 sets left. And once they're gone, and that's all there's gonna be. They're the perfect color with a perfect logo on them. All right, I know my rise and my run. So my rise is 7 inches, so 7-inch rise. And then my run, 2 deck boards wide, is gonna be 11 inches. Then I have a 3/16 inch gap in between the boards. So that's 11 and 3/16. So we'll just call it 11 1/4. Then I give myself a 1/4 inch of play. So I like to make my run 11 1/2. So I have a 7-inch rise and an 11 1/2 inch run. Now you might be wondering, okay, what if my height was 79 inches instead of 77? Then you gotta add in those 10 rises, you're gonna have to add, and you compute out of those 2 inches extra, you'd have to add a little bit for 10. So for, let's see, that would be 2 inches and we have 10 gaps. So you know what? Instead of all that, I'm gonna go, and again, I have a calculator that is a construction calculator. So if I had 79-inch rise divided by 11 steps, then each step would be 7 3/16 instead of 7 inches. You might have to rewind this part of the video a couple times to get that, but that's how you figure out equal rises. So where I come from, if I have any particular rise of stair that varies more than 3/8, I think it's 3/8, might be just 3/16. There's a varying height about 3/8 of an inch. If you're over that in variance between step to step, you will not pass code. So it's better to make all your stair rises the exact same height. Now remember, when you build the staircase, the bottom step, you gotta subtract the thickness of the decking on the last step, or else it's gonna be too tall on the bottom of your staircase. So if all the steps are 7 inches and then I add an inch of decking on the bottom, that makes that step 8 inches. The rest of them don't matter, you can just make them all 7, but the bottom step, you're gonna have to take it down to 6 inches so that when you put your decking on it, it becomes a 7-inch rise as well. That's very important, don't forget it. Some of you are asking, doctor, you laid this staircase out with the decking on the top. That's how I do it. Even if I'm an inch out in 10 rises, you're not gonna feel that. You're not gonna see that. So some people will calculate from the frame height to the ground. I always calculate from the finish height of the top of the decking to the bottom of where my staircase is gonna land. On this one, it's hard concrete, so there's no doubt in my mind that it was 77 inches. But even if you wanted to round down or up a quarter, a half, 3/4, remember 10/8 is like an inch and a quarter. So what I'm saying is if you had 10 rises and you had to rise each one or take out an 1/8 inch for each one, you'd be subtracting a full inch and a quarter, which is a lot. For taking out that much, it's not gonna change everything a whole bunch, if you catch my drift on that, okay? Okay, so now I know my rise and my run. My rise is here, my run is here. My rise is the height of the step. My run is the depth of the step. How deep is each step gonna be? I lay my stairs out this way where I put the inside of the square as my layout. Some guys do it opposite. They put the outside of their square as their layout and then act like I'm crazy, but I have my reasons, okay? So and I'll show you why in a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this squid jig out at my 7-inch rise, okay? And then I'm gonna lay this side of my squid jig out at my 11.5. You can see I've marked it already many, many times, 11.5. I do this quite often where I just wanna lay out an 11.5 inch layout, and I tighten this jig up, and now my stair stringer is basically good to go. So I've got my 7-inch and my 11.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna draw this out. Okay, there's my first step. Now while I'm at it, I'm gonna add a little more because this is gonna have to be cut all the way through. So I'm just adding a little more to that so that if I want to, I can line this up like so and draw the back side of my stair, okay? And then I just keep going down the line. And the reason I lay my staircase out like this is when I'm doing my layout, I know 7 inches is where I need to be. I'll take the opposing line on the other side of this square and I'll line it up so if this 7 becomes a 6, the 6 lines up on this. Now I know I'm exactly where I need to be for my next layout. Okay, so the only bummer with it being so wet is the Sharpie doesn't want to show up so well if the board's wet. So I'm going to dry it off as I go. Oh yeah. 9. Okay, so here's our 10th rise. Okay, so let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's our 10th one. So I got to draw the rise of the 10th. And remember, this is where you got to make this step 1 inch shorter. So instead of it being 7 inches, I need to make this rise 6 inches. Okay. So there's my 6-inch marks, and then I can flip my squid jig set up across on the other side of this 2x12. And now there's the bottom of my stairs. This is the bottom step. Now, one thing I like to do when I'm building is I like to add a solid member to every rise of my staircase, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So to do that, I have to subtract 1.5 inches off my upper rise. And also, depending on how you mount this staircase, which again, I'm mounting a solid plate. Normally, I would mount my solid plate right here, right to the back of my staircase. But if I do that and I don't subtract another 1.5 inches, then this first stair is gonna be too deep. It'll be, instead of being 11.5, it's gonna be 13 inches deep, and you don't want that. You want them all to be the same run as well as the same rise. So I gotta subtract 3 inches off of this when we cut it, and then when I add the backer and the front, I'll still be back at my 11.5 inches. So let me show you. So because of this board here, and if I added another board here, we'd be way too wide on our upper step. So what I'm gonna do is subtract 3 inches from the back of the stair, okay? And by doing that, there we go. Okay, so by doing that, what happens is when I add my 1.5 inch backboard, when I'm framing this up, and then I'm gonna add a kicker board to the front of this, 1.5 inches. When I measure that out, then I have my 11.5 inches like the rest of my runs. That's why I'm doing it this way. We're subtracting 3 inches only off the top step. Only off the top step, and everything else stays the same. Because when I add 1.5 inches here, I'm adding 1.5 inches here, and so on and so on. So everything gets bumped 1.5 inches as long as I have the proper distance here. And the reason I gotta add that extra 1.5 inches is because when I go to install this staircase, I've got a beam that's flush. I cannot tuck my staircase underneath here, right? Because I have a beam that's flush right here that's gonna not allow me to do that. So I have to put the staircase has to be mounted to here. So I have to create a support board right here to hold on to the stairs that I'm about to build. You got to pre-think a little bit about these things so that you know what you're doing in the end. So now that my stair stringer is laid out, we can cut it out. And that's what we're gonna do next. Wow, it even has a slight cup bowed the right way. You got lucky on that one. All right, so we have our stair stringer cut out. One rule of thumb I want you guys to know is to code, you gotta have 5 inches of throw or throat right here where the shallowest part of your cut is and the bottom of your stair stringer. You gotta have at least 5 inches. We have 5.5, so we're good for code. Code requirement, if you got less than 5 inches, you're out of code. You might not pass your inspection if you have a sharp inspector coming in on your site. So now I'm gonna take this over. I've got a torpedo level, and we're gonna set this up and see how well it fits to our concrete, because we can still make adjustments now. We've only cut one board out. As a matter of fact, our Sharpie made it a little difficult for us to be super duper accurate. So we're going to lay out another one of these with a pencil, because the Sharpie lead or the Sharpie ink was so thick, and a lead on a pencil is half that thickness or less. So we're probably gonna lay out one more and then compare notes and see what we end up with. But for today, we've got our rise and our run figured out. We're gonna take this piece over to where we need to put it and put it up to the deck and see how well we do for height, and see how level these stringers are. So let's do that. So I know that my stringer is very close to that height right there. All right, so there you go. And that, in my opinion, is pretty darn good. I just took a random spot here. We have ever so slight amount of drainage pointing down. And remember, we still have to adjust the bottom of our staircase so that it fits the bottom of the concrete. You can see right now that the bottom is touching the concrete, but I've got a gap right here. So I'm probably gonna make an adjustment on, I'll trace a line. I can even do this. And this is a black Sharpie, but you get the idea, right? And then trace this line and maybe recut that so that it sits better on the concrete. Our new staircase is coming out about 10 inches further than our old one, because the old one was short and steep and narrow. And I think we probably ended up adding an extra rise in our equation. Whoopsie. And there's nothing holding that in, so that's why it fell. But I'm really happy with the way that the stair stringer was sitting up against the deck at the proper height, and we were level. And that's actually harder to do than you think. So take your time, be patient, lay it out properly, and you'll end up with a perfect set of stairs like we did. And thanks for watching this video, guys. Any questions, leave them below. We could probably go into a full-blown build tutorial as well. We have a shorter tutorial already on our YouTube channel, but I thought this was kind of cool. And remember, that stair stringer just fell 6 feet and hit the ground. If it was traditional treated lumber, some of these ends would probably be broken off right now. Some of these would probably have broken off, okay? Because you're taking a piece of 2x12 and you're notching it and you're cracking it and you're making it weaker until you build it back together. It's one of the most, when we do demolitions and teardowns, it's one of the most weakest points of a deck is the actual staircase, because as it dries, it cracks and it splits and it wants to break right along this seam. Not anymore. Not with this new structural composite lumber by Owens Corning. It's going to be a winner, I can tell you right now. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you got anything out of this video, click that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.